What's up, guys? It's episode 395. Welcome back to the show.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take sh- I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take sh- I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey, what's up? It's Jacqueline. Welcome back to the show. Hi. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, March 7th. I have a great show for you today. This is what I've got. I'm just going to go down the list. I'm not even going to intro this and give you a little spiel about what I'm doing, what's going on. As you know, so it's March 7th, 12:39 p.m. on a Friday. If you know anything about 12:30 to 1 p.m. on any day of the week, it's nap time. What am I doing right now? Podcasting. How long is this going to take? 2 hours. So we're in for a long haul. Okay, we're in for a long haul. We're going to get there. We're going to get through it. But this is what I've got for you today. Life updates. A lot of them. So it's going to be life update heavy as always. We've got the Meghan Markle, how dare I? The Meghan Sussex Netflix show with love, Meghan to recap. A lot of thoughts about Meghan. In fact, it's taking a lot out of my body right now to not immediately just go into that. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Obviously, we've got to talk about my sourdough journey, my sourdough updates, things I've learned along the way, things that are working, things that aren't working. So you can tune that out. If you're not part of the sourdough journey community, tune out that section. It's not going to be for you. It's going to be very technical. There's going to be a lot of phrases and words I'm using that will not make sense to you, such as pinch and roll, push and pull, Banaton. Okay. There's a lot of terminology that's going to sound foreign to you if you're not part of the sourdough journey community. So that'll be a fun little section. You know, if Meghan, so I want to invite Meghan Sussex to watch that segment. I want to show her how it's done. Okay. How to educate, how to teach people your homemaking ways the right way. I literally have 3 people in my life right now that have contacted me after watching With Love, Meghan, that have said, why aren't you could do this so much better. Like, they need to put you in. They need to in replacement, because what the fuck was that? And you could do such a better job. So I have some advice for Meghan. We'll talk about it during my sourdough update. We'll also talk about it when I go over her show and my thoughts on it. And then we've got to talk about Casey Anthony on TikTok. The fuck? We're going to go into what's she doing? Why is she there? And then we're going to wrap it up with this article I found from someone else finding it. You know, when people read an article on TikTok and they recap it on TikTok, we're going to watch the person do that. And then we're going to commentate on their recap of the article that they found that now I found. You get the point. So we're going to talk about the antisocial century. It's called the antisocial century. It's an article from The Cut. And I think we'll wrap it up in a bow and throw it in the trash, give it a 5-star, throw it in the hopper and post it to the world and, slap a 5-star review on it when we're all done. So on that note, please hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. I'm on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, Overcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, please hit that subscribe button and review the show 5 stars. While you're there, I'm like, what are words? Review the show 5 stars while you're there. Helps me out, helps people find out about the show. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Jacqueline Monroe. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is a video and audio podcast. You can watch me on YouTube and Spotify. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Jacqueline Monroe Show. Should I put myself on blast right now and go on a tangent about my numbers? I spent 2 hours. Before I get into the life updates, I'm going to talk about how ridiculous I am, or this podcast is sometimes to me, and we'll get into a little tangent off to the side. But yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me wherever you're listening to this, on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening to the podcast. Follow me on that platform. And then finally, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/tjmsshow. TJMS, patreon.com/TJMS. It's my little subscription service. It's $5 a month. Go check it out if you want to support the show. Patreon.com/TJMS. So, God, I was listening to Joe Rogan, as one does, and he was interviewing Andrew Schultz, and he started talking about this slap ball thing he's really into. Like, I think it's called slap ball. It's like pickleball. It's like a hybrid of pickleball and tennis. I don't really understand it. He's like, yeah, the tennis ball's deflated and there's always like a way to win, even if you feel like you're losing. I don't know. He's like explaining it in a lot of detail and he's like completely obsessed with it, right? So as he's talking about this slap ball thing he's really into, and he's trying to get in like the best shape ever and like take all these supplements or whatever. He goes to like physical PT to like make sure his shoulder's good so he can play slap ball. And he's like a total nerd about it. He's obsessed with it. He knows all the top players in the world. He's like fully like, he's in, right? And as he's talking about it, Joe's like, oh my God, I've never seen you like this before. Like, oh my God, this totally lights you up. Like, and he's like, yeah, like I just love it. And the way Andrew was talking about slap ball is how I feel about my podcast and how I talk about it when I talk to other people. And even here on the show, I always gush about, I love podcasting. This is my favorite thing to do. I love the industry. I love listening to podcasts. I literally get like, it's like an obsession, right? Like it's, you understand, obviously, if you're a longtime listener, you understand how I feel about podcasting. But what's so I'm a lefty today on my Rodecaster. I switched up my setup here because I didn't like how my clips were looking. My like TikTok Reels clips, because it just looked janky with the Rodecaster in front of me instead of a nice little MacBook. So we put the MacBook in front of me, the laptop in front of me, the Rodecaster to the side. So I am a lefty. Why did I swear? What was I saying? It's so funny to me that I continue to do this. I have done this now 395 times and I have 188 subscribers on YouTube. I spent 2 hours editing an Instagram reel clip that was like, I was so into the editing. I was having so much fun with it. I was like, oh, I just thought it was like a good little shtick I did about traveling in 2025 and flying on planes, and 10 likes. Okay, 10 likes. And then on top of, speaking of podcasters and people I listen to, I was listening to Rogan and Andrew was talking about that. It was like reminding me of myself a lot. And then I listened to Bert, right? Bert's on his show and he's talking about how like for the longest time, it was like nothing's working. Like this isn't working. What am I doing? Like, and then all of a sudden it started working, you know? So that's the thing. Like whenever I listen to successful people and the way they talk about their journey, they're like, I was literally doing it for the love of the game, for the obsession, for the passion of doing that thing. For years, like I was doing that for years, like decades. And then it finally popped, it finally clicked. And I finally, you know, had like massive success with it. And, yeah, I feel like that's just hearing that from one person is like all it took. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just keep doing it. I don't care if I have no my YouTube channel is like, it's a wild ride to go down. When I'm like blasting shorts out, like I'll just blast like 100 shorts at a time. It's looking desperate, but like, hey, I'd love to hit 200 subscribers. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. So anyways, but like, that's the thing. If you're worried, this is my tip for you. This like, we're going to start the show off with a little life advice because I cannot emphasize this enough. It's 2025. If you're not doing what you want with your life at this point, like if you're not exploring your passions and going after your dreams and chasing them, because we have endless opportunities now, endless abilities to like do whatever we want with our life. If you're not capitalizing on this time and doing that, like, what are you doing? You know? So who gives a fuck? Do a YouTube channel and you'll have 2 subscribers for a while, but hey, you'll be happy, right? Like you'll be doing something you love. Anyways, you get it. Like, the numbers make me laugh at myself, you know, and I'm already annoyed. I'm already on a tangent this long. Okay. Life updates. Anyways, I'm seeing Ron White tonight. Ron White, comedian Ron White tonight. Corey wants to take mushrooms. Why didn't I just want to? We're gonna, I don't know, see Ron White. We're gonna gamble. It's at a casino. He's like, you want to go early and gamble? And I'm like, I've never gambled before. Like, I think I played a slot machine once, but yeah, we're seeing Ron White. Yeah, we're gonna be high on mushrooms because like we're in our stoner phase / I guess we're doing mushrooms now casually. It's just a chocolate bar. It's not a big deal. It's like a little square, you know. You just cop a feel, you know. You get a little giggly, you get a little like. I've only been. Mushrooms have only worked on me one time, and I was at the Luke Combs concert. Now we're talking about drugs. All right. Hi, Mom. How's it going? All right. We're in our little, like, I mean, between Corey and I, we've done every drug that's probably out there. And I've done more, like way more than he has. But yeah, we're going to do that tonight, and it'll be fun. And it's at some like East County, San Diego shitty casino, I'm sure. Actually, Ron White's legit. Like, I don't think he'd play at a shitty casino. I don't really know where it's at. But yeah, we're doing that. In health and wellness news, I can't hear. Okay. So it's impacting my speech. It's impacting my conversations. It's impacting my day to day. I have an appointment scheduled to see an ear, nose, and throat. What is that? ENT, ear, nose, throat. An ENT doctor. Not only are my ears clogged and I can't hear, like they're it always feels like they want to be slow it down, bitch. Slow it the fuck down. Okay. What did I eat today? What's really interesting is speaking of my sourdough journey, what's really interesting is I just had 3 large, I'm talking 1/2 inch thick slices, bread and butter, salt, toasted slices of sourdough bread over the course of the morning while I was getting ready, prepping for the podcast, getting the dogs out the door, whatever, like off to school on the school bus. And it's like the terzepatide is not kicking in. And for some reason, I have endless energy right now and I'm off to the races when this is typically my nap time. So riddle me that. Do I need to up my dose? If you don't know what terzepatide is, it's the non-name brand Zepbound, aka what everyone knows as Ozempic. Like, it's like all the same shit, right? But it's not. It's not semaglutide. It's terzepatide. I'm on a GLP-1. I've talked about this a million times. Unapologetically, because I don't care. I have nothing to prove. I'm like, hey, I'm taking a GLP-1 as someone who probably like doesn't need. Well, I wasn't obese or diabetic, but whatever. So yeah, it's not kicking in, and I need to slow it down. But yeah, I'm full of bread. I'm full of bread and butter and salt, and it feels good. I can't stop. I'm literally only eating protein options. Like I have these, talked about last week, these trays of chicken I get at Target. I went to Target again, and I shouldn't have. I had another bad checker. Life update. I shouldn't be shopping at Target anymore. I said that last week. I said that the week before. I've talked about Target for like 3 episodes now, and I keep going for I love Target, right? And I can't help myself, but I had a bad experience again. So, yeah, I basically, my diet is a tray of chicken a day because it's 100 grams of protein, a protein shake, and then like 4 or 5 slices of sourdough bread toasted with butter and salt. And then sometimes we put honey on it. Sometimes we put jam, like whatever's in the fridge, you know? So yeah, I don't know what's going on here with the energy levels, but I am drinking a Modelo. Welcome to Montecito. I am drinking a Modelo. Happy fucking Friday. So yeah, my ears are all messed up. And speaking of Target, this all started to happen when I bought these cheap shit headphones. They were like pink, not like skull candy. They were a little nicer than skull candy. They're like Tozo, but I get those on Amazon. They're not Tozo. They're like TCL. I don't know. They're like $30, right? I was on the way to the gym. I forgot my headphones. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go into Target and get a pair. Got a pair. And then ever since I got that pair, my ears they've never been the same. And do I listen to my music at 100% volume while I work out at the gym for hours on end? Yes. Am I supposed to be, do I get that notification from my iPhone every single time I'm at the gym that, hey, bitch, turn your volume down. You're frying your ears. You're blowing up your eardrums. Yes. Do I continue to listen to trap music at full volume / Tate McRae because their new album is fire? Love Miss Possessive. Love Dear God. Love, what's the other song? Something in Love with Kid Laroi, her boyfriend. Like, I'm so into it. Like, it's like rap music. It's like Lil Wayne. It's like Wiz Khalifa and like, I don't know, just Ace Hood. I don't know who I listen to, whatever. And like Tate McRae. So am I listening to all those like really heavy like bass songs at full volume while I work out at the gym? Yes. So I am doing this to myself. I also wear headphones all day long. I'm listening to podcasts all day long. So this is all self-induced. I'm sure it's all my fault. But on top of this, so like, let me get to the next phase of this conversation about, seeing the ear, nose, and throat doctor soon. I think I have a deviated septum. Okay. I'm going to do a little, go to YouTube or Spotify to see me do this. I'm going to do a little deviated septum test on myself. And the surgeons out there are like, hey, it's common that one nose is more clogged than the other. And throughout the day, one nostril will be the dominant nostril and then it'll switch. And so it's really common that while you do this test, that one's going to be clogged and the other one. I'm telling you, when I say 100% of my life, or no, for as long as I can remember, whenever I do this nose is always clogged, or this nostril. So let me show you. So tilt my head back. Can you see this side is fully sucking in and this one is like, it can't because there's not the airflow, isn't the same. And so, yeah, I'm going to see this ear doctor for my ears, right? But I'm going to ask him about my nose too, because I literally take a Q-tip sometimes. And I know this is like PTSD from COVID test PTSD. If you have it, I didn't. No, that should never hurt me. Like, they hyped up that swab so hard during COVID. They're like, yeah, it literally touches your brain. Like the way people talked about that swabbage when you go to CVS to get your test, it's like, no, it like barely grazes the nostril. It's like, it's not like in there. But what I'm saying is that something I've been doing, because I'm a hyperfixator, or I'm a picker, right? Like I pick my face. I love picking back knee on other people. I like picking at shit. I like using my hands, which is probably why I love baking sourdough so much. It's just very like, is that kinetic when you're touching things and you learn by touching? Maybe that's why I have all three. Kinetic, it's audio, visual, being an audio learner, a visual learner, and then like a hands-on learner. Me and my friend Calvin, I think it was Calvin, in 5th grade, we had a test to see like which one we were. And then based on that, when we would learn new things around the classroom, like they put us in different stations based on what we were. And I always got to choose wherever I wanted to go because I had all three. So yeah, I like using my hands. I fixate on shit, right? Like I should have been my mom says this, and hi mom, I know you're listening. I should have been like a dermatologist. I should have done like, I don't know, like being an esthetician sounds fun because you just like look at people's pores all day and like clear them out. And so anyways, I've been taking recently a Q-tip because I can't really get in there that well with like a flashlight. Like it's not, I have to palpate. Is that the medical term? I have to like palpate. What did we learn in sports med? It's called like when you go up to the injured athlete, there's like an acronym, and it's like something. And I think P was palpitate. You like touch the Achilles, you touch the shin, wherever they're in pain, like you palpate it, you feel it, but like gently. So anyways, I'm trying to discover, basically what I'm telling you is I am manually going in there now a couple times a week just because I'm so curious, right, about my body. I'm like, what's going on? Like first it was, okay, we're calling attention to my body. We're talking about like shredding for the wed, and it's all about my body and like calling attention to that. And like all I fucking do on this podcast, sorry, I'm left-handed today. My roadcaster's on my left side. All I do on this podcast is call attention to my body and my appearance. And that's on being a woman. And that's on what I like to talk about, whatever. It's relevant to my life. And hi, welcome to the show. It's the Jacqueline Monroe show. I don't give a fuck. Okay. So, Is this giving she's kind of drunk right now on this half of Modelo? Because I'm like Mindy. Was it Mindy? And she's like on the Meghan show, and she's like, as she's pouring like the second mimosa, she's like, I'm feeling loose. It was cute. I really like Mindy Kaling. I'll talk about her when we get to the Meghan recap, the Meghan show recap. So, God, what I'm saying is I go in there now with a Q-tip where I've been trying to like, so I go on the one side of my nostril that's like clear, and I like quickly like put it in and out just to feel like how much resistance happens when I do that. And then I do it to the other side, the more clogged side. And then when I do it, it's like, I can't do it. It like won't, I have to like turn it and move it and then slide it up to fully like get it. I mean, I'm going all the way up to my, like next to my eye. I mean, I'm going like 3/4 of the way up, like Q-tip length. They say they're like, don't put anything in your ears is bigger than or smaller than your elbow. And I'm, you know, you guys, I'm so much of a picker. I have one of those camera devices that you can like go in your ear and like see the wax and like scrape it out. Like, is that why my ears are fucked? Did I poke my eardrum doing that? Stoned at 2 a.m. when I was just, you know, trying to like come down from the night. I don't fucking know. That's like such a like a high thing I do. It's like I love, God, I fucking love. I'm like so fucking high, and I'm just like in my ear with the camera, and I've got my iPhone in front of me on my vanity, and I'm like the camera. It's like a round circle, and you have the full visual of your ear and your wax and your like all the pores and shit. I mean, there's like blackheads in there. What is this episode actually? I'm just in there for like, it feels like 10 hours, but it's like 10 minutes, you know, and you're like getting everything cleaned out. Yeah, it's really satisfying. But I've been basically shoving a Q-tip in my ear, and I've basically concluded I have a deviated septum. And the reason I'm saying this is because isn't that like a free nose job? If you have, hi, I'm just a woman coming to the internet on her podcast, coming to the world, talking about how, my deviated septum might land me a free nose job. And again, that's on being a woman. And I don't know, I don't want a nose job, but I want to breathe better. You know, I really want to breathe better. And this nostril, it's this whole side of my face is always clogged up. So let's move on. Okay. I dyed my eyebrows like Mangione. Okay. I've got full, I don't know if you can see under this hat, but I have jet black. Like, I don't think they could get any darker eyebrows at this current moment because I bought that just for men. I bought that just for men, tinted or like eyebrow beard tint shit. And I looked in the mirror and I'm like, it's giving Mangione, and I'm here for it. And I look so much better. Like, and when I first started getting my hair done with my current hairstylist, she was like, hey, you're actually blonde. And I'm like, huh? Like what? She's like, yeah, a lot of times, like as you get older, like, you might've been a brunette your whole life, but like as you get older, sometimes your hair lightens. Wait, that makes sense because you go gray, right? Like, I don't know. But she's like, basically like, hey, like your hair has probably lightened over time, which it has. Like I can definitely tell my natural like shade is a lot lighter and more, it's not like blonde, but like the strands, technically, according to her, I'm not a hairstylist, are blonde. And so I've noticed my eyebrows have also lightened up a lot. So yeah, I got that just for men. Yeah, I dye my eyebrows. So yeah, life update. Mangione's got some stiff competition over here, and it's kind of like, he's got like Brooke Shield eyebrows, like the thickness, the volume, everything about them is like, they're just, you see the eyebrows before you see the face, you know, like that's the kind of vibe he has. And I mean, it's hard to miss the face. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Like you don't miss that Mangione face, but you see the eyebrows, like you really see the eyebrows. So I was like working out at the gym today. I caught myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh shit. Like it like little touch-ups you do with your appearance, like tinting your eyebrows or like putting on a little lip tint. Just lip, not like the lip blush where you're doing the full on like tattooing. It really makes a difference where you don't have to, my point is like where you don't really wear makeup. You can just do a couple little, a little brow, a little lip, something that I do, and I guess it's a trend right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but like just wearing eyeshadow is a trend where you don't wear mascara. And my makeup artist, when I got my, when I was doing my trials for my wedding makeup, she was saying like, yeah, you have the kind of eyes that they just need a little something to look normal or like to look alive. Like I've got those paper thin, veiny, super pale they're like borderline blue, like translucent eyelids. And so when I'm just fresh faced walking around the world, like it can, with the blue eyes, right? And they might be a little bloodshot from last night from I'm calling attention to my body. It's like, it was, now I'm calling attention to, I'm just such a stoner and I'm doing mushrooms and oh my God, I'm drinking a Modelo and it's, 1 p.m. on a Friday. I'm home alone with the dogs. Like, hey, at least our government's getting their shit together, right? Like it's happening. I went on doge.gov and I'm like, this feels right. Like this feels like a good thing. This feels like this should always be happening. Like it should be constantly, like the government should be constantly weeding out or trimming the fat. Where are we throwing our money away? And where are we forgetting about money? Cause like, I feel like that's all it is. It's not like incompetence. It's like people just it's like people like lose their jobs or they stop working there. And then it's like, they forget, like no one takes that over or they don't like cut it's like when you, like, what do I have right now? Canva keeps charging me. And I'm like, I don't want Canva, and it just keeps coming out of my account. And I'm like, I got to cancel that. Right. So, anyways, yeah, I went to Doge. So what were we just on? Oh, always calling attention to body, drugs, alcohol, weed. Oh, I was something about being high. And then I was talking about my eyebrows. I've lost my place. And I don't think I'm going to get it back. Let's keep moving on. Damn it. What did I just say? Oh yeah, I was talking about my eyelids and how they're so translucent and I have to wear eyeshadow and not wearing mascara and just wearing eyeshadow is a trend now. And I was like, if I don't have any eyeshadow on or anything and my eyes are, I was like alluding to like they're bloodshot because I'm a stoner. And then I was like, why do I constantly talk about that now? Like, it's so, like grow up. Corey and I like sometimes we'll just go on, speaking of like my love of podcasting, podcasters, the whole community, the whole, every now and then Corey loves Tim Dillon. Like I do, we're a big fan. And every now and then we'll go and watch like really old Tim Dillon clips, like from his podcast from like I don't know, when did he start it? Like the pandemic or before that, like 2018, 2019, maybe whatever. And he has there's this fucking, we were dying laughing. He talks about like being an adult and like 30-year-olds that always talk about weed and how much they love smoking weed. And they're all about the weed. He's like, be an adult and, pop a Percocet or whatever. He's always like, or in this clip, he's like, be an adult and get addicted to pills. Like be an adult and and do coke and, what's like the other opioid drug in the more, he's like, take that with your cup of coffee, like a real adult. Like, it's like not cool to be 30, 35 or whatever. And like, you're a stoner. Like that's for like like if you're 22, like that's cool. Or that's for like teenagers. And then he was talking about like drinking martinis with like just, he did like his perfect martini recipe. And, he's like, yeah, that's like, if you really want to go to Mars, you like just do full vodka. And then he's like, no, the olives are for, the chicks. I don't know. He was like going off about it. Obviously he's way funnier than I am and like does a better job. But, yeah, I don't like that I'm talking about it. I'm like, it is I am in my stoner phase with Corey right now. We do have, like, we're almost out. We have 1 can left. And then after that, we probably won't smoke weed or do weed or eat weed until a year or so from now. Until we remember, we can do that again. It's literally clockwork. Every February since I met him, we're in our stoner phase. So cool. Dye my eyebrows. Oh, eyeshadow. Yeah, I do a little. So for me, it's like, okay, the eyebrows are dyed. I do the lip tint. And then I have this I just take like bronzer on a fluffy brush and I just go over my eyes in a circle, like underneath, all around. And I immediately look 10 times better. Like I just look alive. And because I wish, like, sometimes I see people with dark circles and I'm jealous because I'm like, they have like color, like there's pigmentation there that like gives their eyes depth and dimension. Like I just don't have. My eyes look sick. I literally look, the girls that get it. Like if you've got my skin complexion and like my eyelid situation, you get it. Okay, cool. So Jimmy ate an entire platter of salami and cheese last night. I tried to do something nice for Corey before he came home from work, and I had a whole charcuterie situation going, and I was FaceTiming my sister. She's getting married. We were talking about wedding planning stuff, and I made a game time decision to push. Like I thought, I saw Jimmy. I knew he wanted the salami. I gave him. I know I'm not supposed to give my dog processed meats like that. I get it. Like it's probably not the best for him, but he got a piece of salami. Okay, so he got a little taste of. He got a little hit of that drug. Speaking of drugs, speaking of weed, speaking of Jimmy's drug is like salami, like processed meats. He immediately gets his everyone with a dog knows their dog's crazy face. Like he gets possessed when he eats salami. And so I gave him a piece and I was FaceTiming my sister, kind of like in La La Land, talking about wedding stuff, like not really fully present, right? And I made a game time decision to like push back the charcuterie board on the counter, like far away so he couldn't get it. So I walked away. I was like in the bathroom. Like I honestly like went to put on lip liner before Corey got home. I don't know. I like brushed my hair. I was like so haggard yesterday, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I should like make my hair look more presentable. And I just like put on lip liner and then little like shiny, this is my YSL gloss my mom gave me. I like put a little YSL gloss on. Yeah, cool. All right. Hi, still never stop dating. Hi, never stop dating. Never stop looking hot for your man. Never stop. Like you got to keep it popping. You can't, as a married woman, my number one piece of advice for other married women is like, never throw in the towel, never give up on yourself, never let yourself go. Like if you do, you're stupid. Like it's like stupid. I understand how that happens over time, especially like with lots of kids and like responsibilities and it's like chaos but you can always put on a little lip gloss for your man before he comes home from work. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm a very yes, I have traditional values and I have traditional values. And I know that things are changing. It's 2025. Women are like, they're clapping back about men and marriage and the trad wife shit. And I understand. I ebb and flow. Trust me, I ebb and flow. I get fed all that kind of content. And it does seep into my brain a little bit where I go, yeah, what the fuck? I would want a wife. Look what women do for their husbands. Like, oh, what a wonderful thing. I would want a wife too if I was, a man. Like, what? I'm doing all this stuff. And it's like, what am I, you get like drink that Kool-Aid a little bit. And then you go, I do this because I love doing it. It makes me happy. And I'm not going to get brainwashed over here by the left. I don't mean like the left. Like, you get it. Like, do I mean the left? Is that like a leftist thing to like, it's like a feminist thing. Like, whatever. Just put on your fucking lip gloss. Okay. So yeah, Jimmy ate an entire platter of salami and cheese because I came back from the bathroom after applying my lip liner and I looked down at I see Jimmy, his face is crazy. He's got his crazy tongue all the way out. It's like his tongue it's like, he's a golden retriever. He has a normal tongue. He's not like a basset hound. Like what dogs have like crazy long tongues. For some reason, and he only jumps up on the counter like he's only done that like maybe 3 times in his life where I've caught him, but his tongue was like hanging 10 inches down to his chest. And I was just like, and his eyes were black. He got like psycho eyes. He was so happy. He's wagging his tail. And I look at the charcuterie. I had like 2 rows of salami, beautiful Dubliner cheese, homemade sourdough bread, like in like shredded, like blobs because I wanted to make it, I wanted it to look rustic, you know. He didn't get the Girl Scout cookies. I did have Girl Scout cookies in a little thing behind it. He did not touch those. Thank God. I did not want him to eat those heavy metals. I wasn't okay with my dog eating those heavy metals. However, I was okay putting those out for my husband. So did y'all catch that article or that research about the Girl Scout cookies that came out last week? You know, we're not even surprised at this point, right? Like, we're not even surprised. Of course, they're killing us. And of course, they're full of plastic and like forever chemicals and like toxic levels of mercury. And anyways, so yeah, Jimmy ate this is on the life updates thing. That's why I'm reading off. I'm going down my list right now. And so, yeah, this was the next one. Jimmy ate salami. And there's like licks all over the platter. And I just saw it and I'm like, God damn it. I tried to make it nice. And then there goes my golden retriever just acting crazy. Do I have any dog updates? No. I gave Jimmy a good spring brushing. It's not quite spring here yet. Here in San Diego, it's very, what do they call it? Like fool's spring, where the sun's out, the sky's blue. It's not raining. It's not crazy cloudy or stormy, but it's still like cold. Like you can't, like it right now when I look out the window, it looks like I could lay out and tan. But then if I go outside, it's freezing. So we're right there. I do have a bird in my, what is it, an azalea bush? What's the bush? The azaleas? No, bougainvillea. I believe it's called bougainvillea. Not to sound like a up my ass Meghan Markle, but it's so dystopian. Like just the way she talks, the way her mannerisms. I'm sorry, like that shit is. It's like I'm not trying to like be like that about my bougainvillea bush that the swallows are chirping on right now because spring's around the corner and my birds they're coming back to my home and they're pollinating my they're what do the birds and the bees do? They're fucking the birds, they're fucking the bees, they're pollinating. What do the birds do something to the bees? Why is it called the birds and the bees? There's a symbiotic relationship happening there. The birds and the bees. I almost want to look this up. By the way, honey is just regurgitated pollen out of a bee's stomach. So speaking of Meghan Markle, that would have been an interesting fact to provide a little like fun personality memento there. Like as she's scraping the honey, like, hey, this is all bee barf. Isn't that wild? Oh, actually, that's like such a Meghan Markle joke. That's not even funny. Blake Lively and Meghan Markle are the same person for different reasons. Like it's like two different versions of the same person, but they have the same thing going on. We'll touch on that, but like it's all the same shit. So yeah, I do have, what am I saying? Oh, it's turning into spring slowly here. And I'm itching because I'm freezing at all times. Always cold, always complaining about being cold. Yeah, anything else? I mean, just to give you an idea about how obsessed I am with my sourdough bread making, it's almost like it's difficult. Like, and I kind of wanted to do some research on this and talk about it today because I actually think it's like really good to find these kinds of things. It's like healthy for your mind to, become obsessed with things you can improve on and get better at. Like I feel like that's a good thing. It's like a healthy outlet. It's a healthy, I just think in this time of our lives, in the age of phone addiction, right? Like, do you ever catch yourself? You're like, I'm walking down my hallway into my bathroom to go pee or something. Or like I'm walking through my bedroom to go, or I'm like grabbing towels out of the towel cabinet to go replenish the towels in the bathroom. That's another Meghan Markle-esque thing I do. I don't know how bougie this might sound to you. I change my towels every day. I do not like a damp towel, like a day-old damp towel for the next time I shower. I always replenish my towels, like daily replenishment of that. So yeah, it's like, but my point is this, like, you're always like there's always I'm always scrolling while I'm doing shit. It's never like I'm just doing the task. I'm always like occupied with the phone thing. So my point is this, in an age of phone addiction, I think, yeah, we gotta, and I preach this all the time, like find healthy brain activities, things that you can be fully present doing. It requires a lot of focus and strategy and thought and finesse. Like they're like playing chess really does that for me. And I keep putting off getting a chessboard. Corey and I need a chessboard because we both love playing chess. So for me, it's sourdough, right? But it's to the point now, this is what I was also getting to, is it's to the point now where I'm like bummed over the course of a day. I'm kind of bummed out. And this has only happened a couple times because I basically bake every single day. I kind of get bummed knowing that I don't have any dough fermenting. I don't have any starter ready to go, or I haven't fed my starter today. I haven't tended to my sourdough baking stuff. Like at any one time, for the most part, over the last, I'd say month, I have a freshly baked loaf on the counter, probably like a day old loaf because I still pick at that. And then it's kind of for the dogs, you know, give it to the dogs. They love, Jimmy loves day old sourdough or 2 day old sourdough. It's because that's all I give him, because I'm not giving him the good shit. Like he's only had that. He does join me in my first slice taste test. Because I cave in every time. I give him a little warm piece. But yeah, at any one time, I've got a freshly baked loaf, a day old loaf, a loaf or an unbaked loaf, cold fermenting in the fridge, dough rising or dough bulk fermenting on the counter, and then sourdough starter doing its thing, you know, just fed, needs to be fed. It's there, right? It's growing, it's learning, it's changing, it's evolving. I don't really understand it. In fact, something I think would be cool for you or for the sourdough journey community is an episode all about sourdough from yours truly, because I just like, I feel like if I'm this obsessed making it and everything, like I love all the like learning the techniques, and people have so many tips on it, but there's obviously a history here, and I love history, and I think it'd be cool because I don't really know about it like that. You know, I don't really understand it like that. So I think I'd have a further appreciation for the art of making sourdough if I tapped into the history. But what I will say, and this is where I was like, hey, tune out if you're not part of the sourdough journey community. This is where I'm going to start talking or using terminology that's going to sound weird and sound, what am I saying? Am I hitting a wall? Okay. So let me sit up straight. So yeah, skip ahead. This is like the nerd shit, the sourdough nerd shit. So sourdough, I'm left-handed today. Sourdough nerd. Okay. So something I've learned, this is my tip, or like something I've learned along the way with sourdough making is, okay, the starter, I've got the starter down. I've got it's doubling in size. It's never not growing, never not doubling. It seems like it's always active. Like after I feed it, basically my timing is this. I feed it at night and then it doubles and it rises. And I think this is where I might be missing something. You're supposed to use it when it's peaked, but see, I don't know if I'm doing that technically, like when it's fully peaked. So I think I use the starter after it's not like fully deflated and gone back down, but like it's not fully peaked. So I don't know if that's affecting how my doughs or my loaves are turning out, but I think that's something I might be able to time better. But I've seen people say like you don't necessarily have to use it when it's fully peaked. Like if it goes down a little bit, you just don't want it to be like hungry. Like fully, like liquidy. I don't know. That's just kind of like what I've heard. So I'm still researching. But the biggest change in what I've been doing is cold fermentation. So essentially I start my bulk fermentation in the morning. I dump, like literally, like this is the obsession. Like I said, I get bummed. Like if I'm not making it, if it's like right now I've got something fermenting on the counter, like it gives me butterflies. Like it gets me like so excited to think about like, oh my God, I'm going to like shape this tonight before we see Ron White. Like I'm going to be, you know, like in my cute little date night outfit. Like the dough's at that point it's going to be fully doubled. It's going to be jiggly. It's going to have the bubbles all over the top. It's going to be ready to go. I'm like looking forward to shaping it and just seeing the texture and like how it's going to turn out. Cause I really have a good feeling about this one. The one I made today, I'm like, this one, it's going to be solid. So, but I basically, like today I get home from the gym, like Corey's in the shower and I'm like, I don't want him to see me do this. Cause sometimes he's like super supportive. He's like, he thinks it's funny that I'm obsessed with it. Like, cause it's all I talk about. It's all I want to do. But, I didn't want him to be like, oh, here we go again. Right. Like, of course she's making sourdough, but yeah, he's like in the shower and I'm like still in my gym clothes. I wash my hands. I get my scale out, I like dump in the starter and I get my flour and I warm up my water a little bit and I like start going and like, it gets me so excited. But that process is usually like, let's just call it like 8:30 in the morning. And then obviously I do my stretch and folds. I do my coil folds. I get the dough, you know, going, get it really, I get that gluten formation or, what is it called? The gluten, there's a term for it. I get the dough strong, right? Like over the course of, what is it? Every 30 minutes, I do that 4 times and then I let it sit. But the biggest change is I put it in the fridge after it bulk ferments. And after I shape it, I leave it in the fridge overnight. And that might be overdoing it. So I'm trying to like figure this out because when I've made my best loaves, I've done that. But the last couple haven't been quite there. So it's very testy. Like you're never going to have, no 2 loaves are going to ever be equal. And that's okay. Like that's part of the like, I feel like the allure is you're kind of like chasing the perfect crumb, the perfect cross section, right? Like you're looking for that perfect, even those holes, you know, you're looking for those holes. You're looking for that. It's called the crumb. If you're new here, if you're new to the sourdough journey community, if you didn't tune this part out and you're like, what is she talking about? A perfect crumb. The crumb is the visual appearance of the cross section. Like if you cut a piece of, or a bread loaf in half, it's like, what does that wall of bread look like? What does that slice look like from the side? And when I started, it was super dense, right? Like there were no holes. It was like eating glue. Like it was horrible. But now, you know, there's more air happening or there's more like bubbling happening. And I guess it's like oxygen forming or yeast bubbling. I don't really understand it fully, but it's looking better. And, but yeah, that's what I feel like I'm chasing that. That's why I want to bake every day. I'm like, I'm chasing this dragon of like the perfect loaf, the perfect crumb, the picture perfect design on top. That's perfectly like I'm even obsessed with like the way the rice flour, after I take the lid off my Dutch oven, like I'm obsessed with the way the rice flour kind of bakes into it where you really see the design. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like fully obsessed. Like it's, you know, I think I posted like the last time I was this obsessed with a new hobby was this podcast. But the truth is I had the same feeling with golf. So I have my 3 main bitches are my podcast, my 3 main, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's just not happening. Are my podcast, golf, and then sourdough. But I also love baking cookies. I love a lot of things. You know what? I have hobbies. There was a time in my life when someone be like, what do you like? What's your favorite hobby? Like my only answer was like, I like to work out. Like I like exercise. Like I like, you know, like that was the only thing I had like in my life outside of my work was going to the gym. Like that's it. I didn't have like, so it's so cool. Like now I'm like, hey, I have golf. I have my podcast. I have my baking. I have like dogs. I have a house. I like maybe I'll start making candles, you know, maybe I'll start making beeswax candles like Meghan. Oh God, we're so close to talking about that. I'm like, this is going to be like a let me cook segment. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know it's going to be like, stop tearing down other women. Why do we always have to comment on other women and tear them down? And why can't we just like let people live and be themselves? And like, who cares? Why are you critiquing another woman, tearing her? Look, sometimes a bitch has to say what a bitch has to say. And I don't care if it's about a man or a woman. You got to say, because collectively we're all thinking the same things about with love, comma Meghan. I'm just putting myself out there publicly saying it. Yeah. Put myself out there. Okay. Speaking of that, I got fed this. Sometimes things fuck with me and I'm like, that's not me. That's not. No, I'm not like that. I don't come across like that. That can't, because it's always about like, am I being perceived the way I think I'm being perceived, or is this coming across like the right way? Am I full of shit? Like, all I know is this: when it comes to my podcast, people tell me, and this is like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna like gloat or not gloat. It's like I'm just gonna say what people tell me. They're like, this inspires them. They go, you inspire me. In fact, last night, Corey comes home from work. He goes, yeah, my coworker listens to your podcast regularly. And she's like, yeah, I listen to it sometimes at like 2 a.m. Or like, I guess the last time she was like up super late listening to it, like that shit. And she's like, it inspires me. You know, that shit that's enough for me. Right. Like but anyway, sometimes you see videos about like content creators or like influencers or whatever. And you're like, wait, is that me? Like, I don't do that, do I? And anyways, this guy's like, you know what, all these people that have podcasts and they're like yapping all day and flapping their gums about like themselves and their life and all this random nonsense. Cause like their whole point is like, we don't need to know this much about people. Like we don't need to know this much about you. If you are a person who comes online and publicly talks about yourself and your life, like week after week after week, and you're just, that's your thing, like something's off with you. And the guy was like, it's just a bunch of conversational narcissists. The term conversational narcissist, I'm like, because you know, it's my show, it's titled after me. What do? I talk about myself. It's like, that is the most like, it sounds the most conversational narcissistic, or it sounds like conversational narcissist, like just the way, but it's helping people. I'm inspiring people at 2 a.m. Like, I don't get, I just, like I said, I don't entertain it, but sometimes you hear stuff and you're like, am I just full of shit? Cause like, technically this isn't like numbers wise, like you could argue like, oh, well, is this working? Do you really got the sauce? Cause like you did the post and it got the 10 likes. It's like, hey bitch, pack it up. Call it a lot. Take the L. But that's not me. Like I don't look at that and get defeated. I just get like, I don't care. Like it's not about that to me. There's so much more to it than that. But like I literally, if I don't podcast, like it kills me inside. I know that probably sounds insane, but my mind is crazy. And if I don't release my thoughts somehow, and if I don't express myself and be creative in this way on a regular basis, then I crack. And so, and is that like, and I was reading, speaking of that video about the conversational narcissist thing, people in the comments were like, it's just loneliness. All these people are just lonely. That's why they come on their TikToks and blab about like bullshit. Like, you know, I don't know, like get ready with me to go to the post office, you know, like literally people will talk about nothing. But yet here's Meghan Markle doing the same shit. She's literally talked about nothing the entire time. Okay. And she's Meghan, excuse me, Sussex. God, how dare I? Fuck. Never say Markle again. Stop saying Meghan Markle. You better say Sussex or she'll correct you. But anyways, to me, it's not a loneliness thing. And we'll talk about this article from The Cut about the century of, what is it called? The loneliness century, or I forget the title of it, but it's art to me. I don't care how that sounds. I don't give a fuck. Like it's, self-expression. And I'm a big advocate of exploring your personality and and expressing yourself. And I don't think people even know where to start, because we're all like, if you follow the traditional path and go down life how we're, and the cookie cutter way, and I'm talking like you basically get a job, like a really dry, boring corporate job. Let's just say that's what you're doing. You're so stuck in a box, and you have to be fake all day, and you have to that's why I cracked. And I'm so glad I don't have that job anymore, because I could not fake it any longer. I could not. I mean, I was doing it, and I'm like good at faking it at a job. Like, I think that's what everyone does that. Like, you're basically just pretending to care and pretending to, like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of like masking, right? It's just masking and acting like enthusiastic in the meeting. And you're like, yeah, I did this week, and that's this, and I'm reporting on this. I did it. It's just all a bunch of tchotchke bullshit. And so, yeah, I'm a big advocate of, like, if you are in that position, and I think this is what kept me sane. This podcast kept me sane throughout the 5 years of being in, PR. But if you're in that position, like, if you don't have something to release your real self, to like express yourself, and I don't care if that's doing karaoke on the weekends with your friends or by yourself, or like, you just need to like get out there and like on a regular basis while you're in your dry, boring life. It doesn't have to be a corporate job. It could be anything. Whatever your life is. And if it's not like sunshine and rainbows, and it's tough and it's exhausting and it's awful, like, I just think it makes you feel better, because you're not, when you suppress that and when you don't explore that side of yourself, and you're not really developing that side of you, you just kind of wash out, and you just kind of numb out, and you're just kind of like, and that, I always go back to, like, the way I know people are at that place with themselves is they clearly, like, if you were to ask them like what they want or even what they like they can't answer it, because they're just so programmed in one lane, and they just do the same day in and day out. It's just very robotic, and I just can't live that way. And so that's why I have to do this. But anyways, am I giving conversational narcissist? I don't know why I brought that up. We got to talk about Meghan. Okay. We got to talk about With Love, Meghan, because so I watched With Love, Meghan, aka Meghan Sussex's Netflix show, her homemaking show. I watched it last night, and I have some thoughts, and I feel like the people are not, they're not with it. They're not into it. From what I've seen, the discourse is, this bitch is fake. This is dystopian. This like what's going on? They're so dumbfounded by her personality and how she's acting, and the cliches and the isms she's repeating. Like, it's like she's talking, but she's saying nothing at the same time. And people are all they're so like put off by this. Like, the reviews are not good. I haven't seen a positive review from the show, and I'm not going to give one either. Okay. I'm not going to go the opposite route, but I do want to say something. What's clearly happening is this woman is not allowing herself to be fully human, and it's kind of sad. And in my opinion, like, Blake Lively and Meghan Markle, Sussex, have a similar issue, and it's that no one's clocked them across the face and told them to snap out of it. Like, they are not self-aware. They are not self-aware of how they are coming across, how they're translating, especially in interviews, especially on camera, especially on shows. Like, they're not, no one slapped them across the face, shook them. Like, sometimes you meet people like this, and all you want to do is go, hey, it's okay. Like, you don't have to, like, stop it. Like, it's okay. And that's what I was picking up when Mindy Kaling was on the second episode. And I noticed how when Mindy came around, her first episode was with her makeup artist from Suits. And that was a complete shit show. Like that was like unwatchable. It was awful. And I know it was the first episode. Maybe she's getting her groove. Like, I don't know. But when Mindy came around, and Mindy's got a vibe, right? The thing about Meghan Markle is, in the age of content creation and social media influencers and no attention spans and phone addiction and whatnot, like you have to have a vibe. You have to have a vibe. And on top of that, the industry standard for homemaking content creation or being a homemaking content creator is not unattainable perfection. It's not. It's just we don't want to watch. No one wants to watch that anymore. No one's in, like, it's out, right? It's like she missed the memo that this isn't, no one's going to want this. In fact, I feel like the reason why I was watching it, the reason why I was so intrigued by it was because it was so perfect, because it was so like, are you fucking kidding me? Because it was so like, dystopian in a way, and just nothing and everything at the same time. And it's like you're watching the paint dry, and you're asking yourself like, or you're telling yourself, I can't believe I'm watching the paint dry. Like you almost can't believe what you're watching. So when Mindy came around, I noticed, and they popped out the champagne. Thank God. Meghan needed it. I mean, it was rough. But Mindy Kaling is the kind of person I relate to her a lot when I meet people like Meghan Markle, Sussex, because what she's good at, what Mindy Kaling was good at and really good for that episode, is allowing other people, what she does for other people. And what I find I do with a lot of stiff asses or stiff, straight-laced, phony balonies like Meghan, is you make them feel comfortable to be themselves by you being yourself. And so what I think Mindy picked up on, or just in general, you can see how Meghan is so perfect and calculated in the way she speaks. She's very articulate. And I have a lot of like, I'll give her a pass on that, because I do believe that, and I've been there, done that with the Brits. Okay. Hi. First boyfriend, British. Second boyfriend, British. Third boyfriend, British. All soccer players. Hi. I had a little thing for the Brits back in my day, and that shit rubs off on you. Their culture, their way of speaking, their terminology, it like rubs off on you to the point where, so Meghan sounds really proper because of that. And I'll give her a pass, because I feel like just naturally, like, you're gonna maybe alter your speech a little bit, or just how you talk a little bit, being around someone that's British and a fucking royal at that. So I noticed when Mindy came around, Meghan started letting her hair down a little bit, and she's like, welcome to Montecito, as she's toasting the champagne. And Mindy's like, this is the earliest I've drank in a long time. And, Meghan gave her, but then she corrected her when she called her Meghan Markle. And I didn't like that. And I don't think anyone liked that, because it's like, hey, bitch, it's like, then I was like, she is kind of stuck up, and I didn't like that part. And it's just, what else do I have to say about it? Yeah, it's like, in this age where we embrace imperfection, we embrace people's realness online, it's like she missed the memo that it's okay to let your hair down and not be so perfect, and not talk so perfect and be so perfect. It's like and it's kind of sad. It's like we're all over here just like on our TikToks, on our fucking videos. And I know it's Netflix. I know it's like a really, really highly produced, expensive show. I know there's like a lot of, preparation in all of this, and the nature of being on a set like that is it's going to feel more official. It's not going to feel like you're picking up your iPhone and you're just talking to the camera off the cuff. But in an age where we're all just letting our hair down and being ourselves and embracing each other and our realness and our authenticity, it's kind of sad to see that she doesn't have that. She doesn't have a vibe, and it's really sad. And you like, I was sitting there and I'm like, I just wanted to shake her and go, it's okay. Just be yourself. Be yourself. It's okay not to be perfect. And what was I going to say? Oh, her personality, her way of being, I think is just a major overcorrection. I mean, she's around the royals, she's married to Harry, whatever. But like, if you grow up in poverty, I don't know if she grew up in poverty, but she talked about eating like fast food and TV dinners as a kid. And, now she's in this perfect lifestyle in Montecito, and she's married to a royal, and she has everything, right? And it's like, usually people that come from that don't act like that. Like, it's just kind of like, why does she not allow herself to be herself? Is that just the pressure of like being in the spotlight? I honestly, like, I feel like that happens to a lot of people. And that's why when I go back to like how important it is to explore your personality and really work that muscle and really get to know yourself and feel confident in being 100% yourself. I can't emphasize how important that is enough. What you're seeing is someone who's like thrown into Netflix on this show, or thrown into this really perfect Netflix show. And it's like, she's only been on camera officially, like, to act on, she's like an actress, or classically, she's an actress that reads lines. She's not someone who's a personality, like on a talk show. That's not like her thing. So that's why I think she came across really stiff. And let's talk about like what she was doing. Or am I finished talking about exploring her personality? It's almost like she needed to do ayahuasca. I don't like, what does she need? I'm like sitting here, I'm like, okay, she drinks. That's fun. Meghan's fun. She likes to have a cocktail in the early morning. And, I can see it. It's like, this is what it was. I'm watching her and I'm like, she's so close. It's like cracking an egg. It's like you're so close to just letting that side of you come out, but you won't allow yourself to do that. And it's like a blockage. And that's why she's awkward. That's why she doesn't translate very well. And she doesn't seem very real. And I think that's why so many people are calling her fake. But I know she has it. I know when she's like with her friends or with her husband, like hanging out, it's like, who's that Meghan? We want to know her. We want to know her. And the reason why no one really just the general vibe is that no one really cares. No one really finds her that interesting. It's because she doesn't come across interesting. And I always say, like, if you're going to be on camera, if you're going to be on Netflix, if you're going to be on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever, if you're ever going to put yourself out on camera publicly and if you're going to showcase your personality and you're going to say, this is what I'm going to do, you need to, if it doesn't come by naturally, practice it or fake it. I don't know, like figure it out, because all your audience wants, all people want, is the version of you that your mom gets at like 6:30 p.m. on a Sunday night after you had dinner and you're chilling on the couch with a glass of wine hanging out. Like, how do you talk to your mom on a Sunday night, or your dad or whatever? Like, how do you, when no one's watching, no cameras are on, that's the version. Like, if you're not, it's 2025. If you're not giving us that through your content, it's not going to translate. It's going to feel off. It's going to feel weird. And, especially when you throw in that, oh my God, every container was like, everything was so perfect. It was so, and of course, like watching or seeing beautiful things. Like, we're all like obsessed with like, or for me, I love watching like architectural digests, like home tour videos and stuff, because I love seeing people's beautiful homes. I like following beautiful things on Instagram, and like it's very appealing, right? But you're talking about like hosting a kids party. It's like, this isn't, I mean, it wasn't giving, and it's kind of like too bad, but I think we all saw that coming. I don't think it comes as a surprise. But that's what I wish she could do. I wish a lot of people, I mean, even people I meet in the streets, I'm like, and I think it's a reason why I have a tough time making female friends or giving people the time of day sometimes. 'Cause I'm like, I can't do that surface talk. I just can't. And I know when you first meet someone, it's, and I see someone every few months that I'm recalling, and I'm like, I was watching this show and I'm like, they're exactly like Meghan to a T. It's a personality type. And it's like talking about, you're saying things like she was talking about the guest experience, but she said like the same phrase like 10 times. It's like all about, from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, it's all about the guest experience. And I want to show them that I thought of them it's like, who fucking talks like that? Like, I there's a way to say it that doesn't sound like that, if that makes sense. Like there's a way to like, it just doesn't sound natural. It doesn't come across natural. But yeah, when I meet people with that personality type, I really struggle because I'm like, I felt like I'm like a Mindy, I'm like, fucking chill, relax. It's okay. Be yourself. And that's why I think I might come on hot sometimes when I meet people, is because I just don't give a shit. And I'm like, kind of like, about everything. I'm like comfortable, right? Like I'm really comfortable. And when other people are uncomfortable and they see me super comfortable, sometimes what it does is either disarms them where they feel comfortable to be themselves, or it makes them feel intimidated probably, or like they're not vibing because I'm not doing that small talk back, So yeah, what else do I have to say? The crafts weren't it. Like they just weren't it. I did like the scraping of the honey. That was the highlight for me. When she was scraping the honey, that was cool. The candle making was kind of like, it was her friend though. He was a dud. He was just a stiff. Also, the crafts weren't it. They just weren't it. And I know the moms across America watching this, she's putting on a party for kids, are just rolling their eyes out, in the back of their head. Cause the balloon arch, these are all things that are so obvious that like everyone's done time and time again for their kids. This isn't like new information. This is everything you see on Pinterest. I just think it would have been a better, more round show if she showed us taught us things that are actually interesting and unique. Like she had a lot of flowers, like, I don't know, something about like tips on like when you put a flower in a vase, like how do you keep, I don't know, like growing flowers and like, or what else did she do? The candles, like everyone's made a candle, or maybe you haven't, but like, I don't know, just, I think it was the combination of, first of all, this isn't at her home. It's a set. And she even said that. She goes, this isn't my home. It's a set. And I'm going to take this little basket back to my home. It's like, show us that, I get why they didn't film it at her house, but like, that was a little bit like, it was just the setting, the perfection of every object and everything about her being perfect and her mannerisms and the way she talked. And, that wasn't translating. That was annoying. And then the pasta looked nice. The pasta was, it was nice. But one thing I didn't like, and I don't like in general, and this is coming from someone who's had a lot of food issues. So like, hi, I'm triggered. No, I'm not triggered, but I'm annoyed. And I hear this a lot of, this is like such a boomer thing to like talk about, or like I always hear it from, it's always older women. It's just like, as you get older, you learn to just like let shit roll off your shoulders. You don't always have to nip it in the butt, say something, correct it. I just let it slide. But when the guy was talking about like, every time I come to your house, Meghan, I gain 10 pounds. And she's like, well, speaking of gaining weight, let's make some pasta. Like, I hate those dumb cliches about diets and food and eating. And like, it like bugs me. I'm like, cause I'm very neutral, right? Like I don't, you guys probably think I'm all fucked up. I'm on a GLP-1. I'm like always talking about my body and like being hot and skinny and perfect. And like, I actually really don't do that. But like, I don't know if I come across like I am super vain, but I feel like I probably do. But yeah, I'm like, I like when you like make the pasta and you just make the pasta, right? Like I like if your friend comes over and you're making it, you're not making it a thing like, oh, I'm going to get fat. I hate it. Ruins it. It ruins it. So yeah. And then they made a cake. Oh, and then she made an elixir. Oh yeah, that part when she's like, we're going to add turmeric and we're going to add, I mean, it was sweet, whatever. I got it. It's like, and then I'm watching it and I'm like, I guess this is what you do all day. If you're like, you're living in Montecito, you got all the money in the world, you've got, you're a mom, you've got young kids, you're married, you're homemaking, whatever, and you do crafts. You make homemade everything, you grow vegetables and fruits, and you tend to your garden. Like, I feel like to a lot of women, that's a dream, but watching it doesn't inspire me. It makes me kind of feel bad. Like, I like grit. And I think I come from like, my childhood it was very sweet, very Little House on the Prairie, very like beautiful, or not Little House on the Prairie. That's not the right. I think just being, in the hometown I grew up in, it was just such a good childhood where I got to have a garden, right? And like do all these things that Meghan was doing on the show. Like I did all the crafts in the world growing up. I loved it. I had a mom that loved to bake and cook, and she taught me everything, and my grandma, my aunts, everyone so I grew up in that environment. It was really good for the soul. And I feel like really good for, just being a kid. Like that's so good for a kid to be around all that and have a lot of, because it was creative and it was inspiring and stimulating, right? And so, but in my childhood, there's obviously a lot of rough shit that happened too. But even if I like I'm around a lot of wealthy people, right? And there's a class of wealthy people that are like in the Meghan category that I just can't fuck with. I'm sorry. Like, it's just too like, and I meet them sometimes and I'm like, you're either in that world, you talk that way, you act that way, or you don't. And the people that I gravitate to, it doesn't matter how much money they have or whatever. It's like, they've got some grit. They've got some like personality, and they like to fuck around and bullshit and like beef, like, and not take life so seriously. Like they're not full of themselves. They're not like proper, And I think that culture definitely rubbed off on Meghan, because she definitely appears like proper, like she's, so that's probably tough. And I think when you marry into a different culture, especially being an American, born in LA, growing up on Hungry Man TV dinners, eating fast food, didn't have a lot, and you go to that world, you can you shapeshift. She's a shapeshifter. I don't know if that's, and that's why I feel like that is why I think that we're all craving Meghan and the real Meghan, and we haven't found her yet. And she hasn't, and that, it's frustrating as a viewer. It's frustrating because I like to root for people when, you're coming out with a cool homemaking show like Martha Stewart. I'm like, fuck yeah, like rah, rah. But, and if that's your dream, if that's what you want to do, I don't know what her situation is, but like, you gotta be yourself. And that's the moral of the story. And we have so many, I just took it, let me just talk about myself for a second. Cause I literally like, as much as you see me post, as much as you see me podcast, I have hundreds of hours of me talking. Right. I think every content creator goes through this. Like it's not doubt, but you kind of get like, not disgusted, but just like, what am I doing? Or like, this is dumb. Like social media is stupid, and you're just like over it. Like yesterday I was like almost like ready to just quit Instagram for like a year. I don't know. I get like really manic about it. Oh my God, Jimmy's being so cute. He looks like a potato. Oh my God. He's so cute. He's so full of salami. I know he has the shits. But what I will say is this. It's like strike when the iron's hot. No, what am I saying? I leaned into it all. Like I leaned into social media. I leaned into podcasting. I leaned into recording myself and talking to the camera and getting my reps and doing that. And I embraced it, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm never like perfect, right? Like I'm never clearly like 10 likes high on my last reel, right? I think it's at maybe 12 likes now. I don't know, but like less than 1,000 views. Like what's going on with the algorithm on TikTok or Instagram? Like you get it. But, if you're not doing that, my point is this, if you're not in 2025, putting the reps in, like getting good at it, like I think we all just want to see real people at this point. Like it's exhausting seeing these like elites, like Meghan Sussex, excuse me, do this shit. We're like, it's over. It's over. We're not We don't want it. No one's asking for it. You know, like people are trying to like, I mean, these tariffs are fucking shit up right now. Like, I mean, times are tough. Like people, they don't even want to live vicariously through it. They don't even want to like, no. So yeah, it was a flop. I'm not a woman's supporting women right now, but I'm not tearing her down either. I'm just, I'll go back to this. I want to be the change I wish to see in the world, or I want to promote or I want to be what I want Meghan to be like. It's a skill. It's an art. Being on camera and being online and doing social media and being a podcast host, especially a solo podcast host, can't even talk. I'm a podcast host, can't even talk. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. Like so yeah, just what else did I catch on that show? I just love Mindy Kaling. I was like, damn, I like her because she's comfortable. That's the thing. She's so comfortable. She doesn't give a shit. But see, one thing I was kind of like relating to, yeah, like I want to touch on this and then we'll get to this article from The Cut about being lonely. Sometimes like as a homemaker, right? Like as a domestic goddess, like I am so good at it. I was born to do it. Like I love doing it. I love hosting, making food for people, feeding people, like baking, decorating. I love like everything Meghan was doing. I'm like, yes, bitch. Like I love all that crafty shit. I love it. Like I live for it. I love doing it. So something that kind of like what irks me sometimes, or doesn't irk me, it just, when other women, like when you're hosting or you're doing something really nice, this even goes for like hair and makeup. And I met someone recently where I was like, this is the first time in a minute. And I meet a lot of like girly girls, like that are into like fashion, makeup, hair, social media, whatever, like TikTok and taking selfies and shit. Like I meet a lot of them, but I met someone recently where I'm like, this is like the first time in a while I saw myself in another woman where I'm like, they get it. You know, it takes me 2 hours to pick an outfit. It takes me 2 hours to get ready, like, or whatever. Like it takes me, if my outfit's not working, I'm gonna be pissed the whole night. Like they get me, you know? And so it's nice when you meet other women that get it. So like when Meghan was like showing Mindy something, the way Mindy was just so like, oh, I would never do this. Or like, oh my God, like this is like amazing. Oh my God. It's like as if she's like never made a fruit platter or I think she's just trying to be complimentary, obviously, and like nice about how great Meghan's things were looking, or food, or the little sandwiches for the kids, which I personally, I'm like, those edges were way too rough. Those like little tea sandwiches, what are they called? High tea, what is little kid sandwiches in the cute shapes? It's like, make the sandwich, cut the shape out. I'm saying this because when I looked at the close-ups, when they like shot all the sandwiches, first of all, she's putting flour sprinkles on everything, which was kind of cute, but like, I don't want that on my cucumber sandwich personally. And when they were doing the close-ups, the edges were all crumbly and shitty. It's like, you got to trust that cookie cutter. You got to make the cucumber sandwich and you got to stamp it really fast. And then if anything, the bread on the top and the bottom is going to kind of seal a little bit. So it's a nice clean cut, but they did the individual, they cut the bread first for the sandwiches and then they dressed them with the stuff. And I don't know, it was bothering me. So, you know, fuck, what do I know? Anything else? Do I have anything else? We got to get to this. Oh, what was I saying about just sometimes when people are just so surprised and shocked about like, cause when you're really good, when you're really good at cooking, like I'm speaking about myself, when you make beautiful things and when you're really good at, like, anytime I bake for people and I give them the thing, they're in shock, you know, like that's how good I am. In fact, people remind me like after I see them like, oh my God, I can't believe how good those whatever I baked was. Like they think about it like long term. They remember me because of how good the baking was, right? So that's when you're on that level. what am I saying? It's sometimes I forget, like, not everyone's on that level. Not everyone's like domestic like that and skilled like that in the kitchen or whatever. Like, so yeah, when women are like, you'll have someone over or whatever, they'll like compliment you and they'll be so shocked by it. You're kind of like, this is just a Tuesday. Like, it's not like it, to me, it's no big deal. But to other people, when they make it seem like such a big deal, I'm like, dude, step it the fuck up. Like, your husband deserves better. Sorry. I'm like, it's not, I'm just making, like, it's just spaghetti or whatever. Like, oh, this sauce is like the best sauce I've had in my life. Like, oh my God, like, what'd you put in it? I'm like, bay leaves. You didn't know you had to put bay leaves in the bolognese? That's why it tastes so good. Bay leaves. You didn't know that? Like, I knew that when I was 5. Like, shit like that. You know, I get real cocky with it because, you know. What other, or like makeup. Makeup, it happens with makeup too. When, is that like when girls, isn't that a mean girl thing? Like, there's like a lot of videos out there when it's like when the mean girl's like, oh, like, you're wearing so much makeup, I would never even know how to do that. Or like, oh, you have to wear, or shit like that. They like, it sounds like a compliment, but it's also degrading at the same time, or it's like cutting how they, whatever. So it's like fake. It's like the mean girl in the Mean Girls movie when she's like, oh, I love your, what was it, like the bracelet? Or I love your bracelet. And then in her head, she's like, it's the ugliest shit I've ever seen, you know? Girls do that. It's crazy. Girls are not nice. Not all women, but some women. I probably don't sound very nice talking about her like this. But honestly, I come from a place of love. I want to see, what did I say? I was like, I want to be the change I wish to see in the world. I think that's how you create. Yeah, you create change by, you can't change, but if you can't solve all the world's problems, but one thing you can control is yourself. So like, whatever the thing is that you want to change, like, be that change, or I don't know. You get it. Fucking, is that Abraham Lincoln or Rumi? Is that Rumi? Be the change. Quote. Then we're going to play this cut article. Gandhi. Fuck yeah. So, oh, we didn't talk about Casey Anthony. Fuck. We have Casey Anthony. We have, I think there was an update in the Idaho murder trial. Let me find it. I don't really want to talk about that. I'll dream about it tonight. I'll dream about getting stabbed in the face at 4 a.m. and it's a repeated nightmare. I don't know how, like, honestly, if you don't, like, this is just my brain, but this is like fucking psychotic. I don't care. Okay. I don't understand how people don't have intrusive thoughts that are like really dark and gory and gross and scary. Like, especially in their dreams, right? Or not, that's not really intrusive. Those are just dreams. Like, how do people hear about the Idaho murder case and what, I mean, he hasn't been convicted yet, but like, or convicted, right? He's convicted as a convicted murderer. What do you call it when they're fucking proved guilty? He's been proven guilty, whatever. When you hear that a man on a college campus brutally stabbed 4 students to death, if you hear, like, what I don't understand is how do people, I don't know, this is just me, but how do you hear that and not imagine yourself what that would feel like and how that experience would be if that was to happen to you? And how do you not fall asleep that night imagining that as you're falling asleep? That's how my brain works. So, like, and this probably is related to me having like passing out from people just telling me about their, like, my brain is so, I can imagine things so vividly that, like, to the point where, yeah, when people have described like their surgeries to me, I faint. I have to get hooked up to an EKG. That happened one time. Well, it's happened multiple times. I didn't always have to get picked up by the ambulance, but like, or whatever, 911 didn't always have to be called, but I take on this, like, I can almost feel it myself shit. And I don't know what that's called, but yeah, with this Idaho thing, I almost don't want to talk about it because I know that I'll have dark thoughts. So Casey Anthony is on TikTok and people are pissed, as they should be. Now, she walked back in what, '08? Her 2-year-old daughter was brutally murdered. Or actually, we don't know the cause or the way she was murdered. We don't know, but her mouth was duct taped. I think her skull was found in the forest. Casey was getting tattoos and partying. There's like videos of her fucking off. And it was kind of like, from my, like, I'm just recalling like what I remember, but it was like the grandparents are like, hey, like we haven't seen our granddaughter in like a month. And then I think the mom, so Casey like lied to the cops and then finally said like, yeah, I haven't seen her in a few weeks either. And then supposedly they say she probably chloroformed her and then duct taped her and then, you know, did what she did or dropped her off in the forest. It's awful, but now she's on TikTok. And I'm trying to find her account. I don't know, like, but the people are pissed. And it's like, people have a good point. Like, it's not like she's coming on TikTok saying like, hi, I'm Casey Anthony. You might know that my daughter was murdered back in 2008. And her killer was never found. I'm coming to TikTok to do everything in my power to trace down or find the killer. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's never that. It's never calling attention to what happened. It's like she kind of grazed over that. I'm trying to find the original video. I don't think I'll be able to, but I really want to play. I do want to play this loneliness article commentary from this girl because, or maybe I'll just recap my memory of it. Oh, it's probably not the best way to handle this because my recall from a TikTok is not very good. Because I'm like half watching, half doing whatever else in the background. And oh, he's dreaming. He's dreaming. Oh, I love my dog. He's going to be 5 this year. Can you believe it? 5 years old. Yeah, this is kind of how people are talking about Casey Anthony.
My name is Casey Anthony.
Not a single one of us want to hear from you. I don't know how you got here, but you need to be up out of here by 5 o'clock.
This beautiful little girl is Kaylee Anthony. She was 2 years old when her life was taken from her.
According to the prosecutor, according to the evidence, they believed that Casey had used chloroform to knock her baby out and then duct taped her nose and her mouth.
Casey has now joined TikTok to try to reinvent her image.
Yes, our justice system did fail this sweet little girl because Casey Anthony should be behind bars.
While her body was sitting there in the woods by herself in a bag, this was her mother.
You were out getting tattoos while she was missing. You were out partying while she was missing. You're out partying now.
30 days, her daughter was missing and not a sign of remorse on her face while she was out partying with different men.
Jury still found her not guilty. Not only did she walk, not only did she get her freedom when she should have got the needle, now y'all want to make her famous?
It's bad enough that she's able to walk around free as if she didn't do shit. Do not give her a platform to monetize off of that child.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity.
Casey has kept
The fuck does that mean?
on her account.
All right, I'm over it. Pisses me off too much. It's like her daughter should be on TikTok. Like that little girl should have grown up and been, she should have been a TikTok. Like, you know, she should, it's not, you shouldn't be on, like, go away. You're reintroducing yourself in what'd she say? A professional capacity and for herself personally. Because she wants like share her story, like, or I can't find her account or that original video that she posted, but it's kind of like when OJ came to Twitter. It was like, hi, Twitter world. It's like, huh? What are you doing here? And then didn't he just kind of like, OJ Simpson just kind of like became part of society in a very normal way again? Or like he was just like I don't know. Wasn't he like, was he on podcast? Did he do a podcast tour? Did people like interview him? And like, it was just like, I think yeah. Wasn't he on like Impulsive? I think I watched him on that. I don't remember, but okay. This is the article about the antisocial century. It's 4 minutes. Okay. We're going to sit through this. This TikTok girl is going to, Jesus Christ. She's going to talk about it, commentate on it. And then I'm going to share some thoughts because I have I relate to a lot of this, or I relate excuse me, it's the Modelo. Sorry, I'm burping. I relate to this a lot.
So I wanted to talk about this article for quite some time. I did a virtual discussion last week on it where we just scratched the surface, but I want to discuss it here so we can keep it going. This is an article from The Atlantic called The Antisocial Century by Derek Thompson. So the article opens in a pretty drastic way. The author goes to a Mexican restaurant in his neighborhood. The place is empty, but the bar is full. Not of people, but of to-go bags, because everyone is choosing to get their food and leave instead of sitting in the restaurant. And this gets into the crux of his argument and thesis here, which is that we are choosing to be alone. We are choosing solitude. Like, for example, solo dining has increased by 29% in just the past 2 years. The number one reason is the need for more, quote, me time. Similarly, the typical American adult buys about 3 movie tickets a year and watches almost 19 hours of TV on a weekly basis, meaning they are choosing to do stuff alone instead of, as they say, a ritual of togetherness by being in the theater. So, okay, we've heard this a lot, right? There's a loneliness epidemic, blah, blah, blah. What I want to specifically talk about here is this idea of self-imposed solitude. He writes, self-imposed solitude might just be the most important social fact of the 21st century in America. He is making the case, as I mentioned, that we are imposing this on ourselves, which I think is kind of a reductive argument, but there's a lot of good stuff in here, and I really want to know what people think. But so he says that we often correlate being alone with loneliness, but in fact, the rates in America of loneliness are declining on the whole. Although young people are lonelier than they once were, there's little evidence that loneliness is rising more broadly. A Gallup survey from 2023 found that the share of Americans who said they experienced loneliness, quote, a lot of the day yesterday, declined by roughly 1/3 from 2021 to 2023, even as their alone time rose slightly. And this day-to-day, hour-to-hour, we are choosing this way of life. That is interesting to me. So a really important macro conversation is obviously that, and we talk about this a lot on TikTok, this idea of the loss of third spaces, of cultural and social institutions that used to be community-centered, and they're just gone now. Teens get kicked out of malls for just being alone there? That's wild. And this is fascinating. In a healthy world, people who spend lots of time alone would feel that ancient biological cue. I'm alone and sad, I should make some plans. But today, what we feel is, I'm alone, anxious, and exhausted. Thank God my plans were canceled. And to me, that is the interesting part, because that expresses some larger thing that is happening, which is around what? Our fatigue, our existentialism, our dystopian sort of like, what's the point of it all? Like, I think this is more of economic malaise or like feelings that work is ruining our lives. Like, I don't know. It feels so much bigger than just our individualistic decisions, which is what kind of annoys me about this piece. But I really, really like this part, which is around this idea of neededness. The way we make ourselves essential to our family and community. Quote, I think at some level, we all need to feel like we're a jigsaw piece that's going to fit into a jigsaw somehow. Like having people who rely on us. And I think that this is such a great solution, or something to really work towards, is how can we feel like people depend on us, that we are being held accountable to show up, to support people. And then another one here, they mention these 3 rings of people and how that the middle ring is actually the one that is the weakest for us. That phones and technology have made the inner ring, the family ring, our closest ties, really, really close, closer than they've ever been. And then the outer ring, similarly, these are people that we have shared affinity or identities with. That's going to be the largest group. But the middle group, that village, the familiar but not intimate, these are the people that we are the least close to these days. And those might be our neighbors, our community members, the baristas, people that we see regularly or used to see regularly that we aren't BFFs with. But how important that middle ring is to social cohesion, they write, and ultimately to democracy. Having to be in a school, a community, all in the same league or at the same school or whatever, it forces you to sit with things that you might not 100% agree with and you might be uncomfortable with. And I don't know, this just gives me so much food for thought, and I'm really curious what others think about this.
All right, let's talk about it. God, is this a long episode? I feel like it's long, but the top comment, we're overworked and depressed dog, DAWG. We are overstimulated, forced to overwork. Smartphones add to the overstimulation, blah, blah, blah. It's the phones. I mean, it's always the phones, right? It has to be. And it's it's interesting because I guess the data is showing where the loneliness is improving or it's gotten better. There's like less loneliness statistically. I don't know how do they like, I guess there's a poll and you're like, are you lonely? Yes or no? They like take the data from that and come up with an average. But it's interesting because I think about myself a lot, obviously. I probably think about myself too much. I think I have sometimes introspection is, it's always, what's the thing? It's like too much of anything isn't good for you or whatever. Like it can go the opposite direction. So I know that I'm highly, highly introspective. And that's why I think this show is what it is, or like it helps people because by me talking about myself, by me asking questions about myself, it prompts the listener to ask about themselves too, right? It's this yin yang where you probably relate to something I'm saying. If you're listening, if you're at this point, you probably relate to something I'm saying and it's resonating. And then by me asking myself a question, you go, oh, I don't know. I've never asked myself that question. Oh my God. You guys get it. Like, so it's a beautiful thing. It's good. It's good to be curious about yourself and ask yourself questions, but something that's been a constant in my life, and this article and her commentary on it is really resonated, is the fact that I choose to be antisocial. I choose to isolate. I choose to keep to myself. And I'm not mad about it. Like the thing is it's like life is good when I really line up all the things and all the people and when you do like a Venn diagram, or not a Venn diagram, like if you map out my life and my social bucket and my quality of life, right? My day to day and everything about how I live, right? I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm lonely. Oh, I crave social interaction and people. I don't feel like this heavy sense of loneliness and like craving for people. And I probably am more introverted than I think I am. I think I come across really obviously extroverted here, which makes sense. And even in public, like the thing is, the second you put me in front of people, like if I'm out and about, like talking to people, hanging out with people, whatever, like I'm not introverted at all. I'm very extroverted. I'm very like open and you know, I'm not closed off and to myself, you know. Sometimes I'm shy at first, but that's okay. Like sometimes I'm in that. It just depends on the day, right? But it's interesting because I just naturally fall into being a homebody, taking care of the home and like doing my little podcast and baking my little bread. And I'm not sad. I'm not like, oh, no. And so I think it's a lot of, society puts a lot of pressure on us, obviously, to have a huge network and community and like, it's like a girl group, right? Like every girl is like, what the fuck? Like social media makes you feel like you have no friends and you need a big girl group. And I have friends. Like the thing is I think I put a lot of pressure on that because I'm like, it has to look a certain way. Like if I'm not posting with all my friends, because like there's so many times I'm out doing stuff that I don't post about. I don't take pictures of a bunch of people and share it on my Insta. Like you don't see me in a lot of, I'm there with them. I'm having fun. I'm not like documenting the whole thing and showing it off on social media. I'm just like, that's not what I do. Other people do it, right? Like other people tag me and shit. I don't even put it on my profile, like whatever. It's just not it doesn't matter. But I think sometimes I'm like, well, it doesn't look like what I think I should have, or it's not like, I don't know. This is I'm going off in the weeds. I'm trying to like keep this round. You only really need a couple like good friends, you know, like solid ride or dies. And that's like, outside of that, like, sure, it's, I have a million acquaintances. I have a million people that if I was to talk to them, they'd be friendly with me and we could hang out and wouldn't be a big deal, wouldn't be weird or awkward or wouldn't be like hanging out with Meghan Markle, excuse me, Sussex. It'd be like hanging out with Mindy, right? Like I have a lot of cool people in my life, but I don't seek it out. I don't facilitate a lot of like, hey, let's hang out. Let's do this weekend. Hey, let's go here. Let's go there. Like, let's plan this thing. I don't really do a lot of that outreach. I'm not a good, people come to me. I'm not the best at going to them. And so I wonder, but my biggest question for myself, and the question I want you to ask yourself if you're like that, is like, why do you not do that? And it's okay. Like, why do I think I should do that? Why do I think, because I go back to life's good. I'm happy. I don't feel like I'm missing out. All my needs are taken care of. Like everything's okay. But why do I feel this constant pressure? Like I have to have a million girlfriends and I have to have a rich social life where I'm always having like a martini on a Friday night at a fancy little Italian restaurant with like 3 girls and we're all dressed in like black leather skirts and we've got our little tights on and we're fucking got our little fur coat on and we're all just like in the bathroom with our martini. Like been there, done that. I do that all the time. It's not like, I don't know. I see a lot of people, obviously influencers, rubbing elbows, going out, partying. It's like this huge culture, obviously. The cross between TikTokers and podcast hosts hanging out. And it's always like the people in New York and LA. And it's just a lot of partying. And it's like, I don't need to do that to feel like I'm interesting or cool or relevant or like, I feel like, I'm going to say it. I feel like a lot of that scene is people trying to prove to other people that they're cool and that they're relevant. Because like that's all social media is. It's like you got to stay relevant, right? You got to be seen with the right people. You got to be seen like next, like part. It's all about like people try, like it's so calculated. Like they're purposely trying to look like they're partying with people, certain people. It's the clout chasing shit, you guys. It's like been there. We've been there, done that. And I just don't feel this need to participate. I don't feel this need to like, I don't know how did we get from this article to this? I'm like thinking of something specific that I feel like I could talk shit about. And the thing is like, I am like one podcast away from just like dropping names, saying names and like airing everything out and just being like, fuck it. But you know, that's going to burn bridges. It's going to ruin all my opportunities if I do that. So, but yeah, I feel like some people are just naturally like that though. They're naturally into like, they're naturally social. They not like Meghan Markle. Oh my God. Like last night and Corey's like, this should be your new mantra. She's like, Meghan's like, she's like, I just love making new friends. I just love making friends. I love making, and Corey's like, yeah, say that to yourself 100 times a day. Cause like, he's like, hey, you know, step it up. Like it's good to have more girlfriends. You probably, you know, I'm literally going to like tomorrow we've got a thing. Like Corey and I are going to Ron White tonight. We're seeing a comedy show. And then tomorrow I've got like a day drinking 2 to like 6 p.m. thing with a bunch of girls. Like I'm hanging out with, like, it's not like I don't do that. It's not like I don't have friends. Like it's, but I think it's more like I need to be the one to do the reaching out and I suck at that. And it's almost like, is this a disability? Like what the, like, why can't I just do it and not feel like I don't even, is it because I don't even think to do it? That's the part where I'm like, is that normal that I don't think to do it? Am I so up my own ass and in my own world and in my own bubble and all about me that I don't even think about other people and connecting with them, including the people that I already connected with that I could easily just keep building a relationship with? Like, makes you wonder. And we are in this world of not only social media, but I'm a participant in, I saw someone phrase this so perfectly. It's like this self-care, like, it's like doing your hair and makeup all day, doing your 3-hour skincare routine every night, doing all these treatments and spas and da da da. It's like this it's like a, I know it, honestly, I'll say it, like, I know it's a luxury. I feel like I have a lot of time to do whatever the fuck I want on any given day. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get to work for you on this show at once a week, but like, other than that, I've got a lot of freedom. And so I'll find myself, it's 10:30 and it's like the Dyson Airwrap just got whipped out. But most people can't even, like, you know, and I see it at the gym, like girls getting ready for work, putting on their scrubs or a nurse, whatever. And I'm sitting there like in the sauna and I'm just chilling. And I'm like, I don't have to go anywhere. You know, I don't have to clock in. They're like blow drying their hair really fast. The thing is I've done that. I used to do that. It's not like I've never worked a day. It's not like that. It's that I recognize that I have a really cush situation that allows me to just, prioritize all my self-care and all my like making sure everything's dialed in. Like I got a DM one time and they're like, oh, this is the dream. Get your nails done at like on a Monday at 10 a.m. You know, most people are in meetings. So maybe someday I'll be in a meeting at 10 a.m. on a Monday. That'd be great. You know, set me up, put me in, coach. Like, let's hook it up with, I don't know, some sort of, hey, networks in the podcasting world, hit me up. Maybe I'll do like my 400th episode will be a cry for help. I'll be like, dear podcasting world, dear managers of podcasters. And I'm just going to be like, this is what I've got. I'm 400 episodes deep. I've put in the work. This is my portfolio. Let's blow this shit up, right? I'm ready. Put me in. I'm ready. I've done the work. Fucking the algorithm is not working. And that's the thing about podcasting. Like it is not like the numbers in podcasting are not like social media numbers. Like it's such a grind. And I feel like unless you're in like a really specific niche, like I'm doing all the shit, all the podcasts, you probably like, we're all doing the same. We're all talking about Casey Anthony this week, right? We're all talking about Meghan Markle, Sussex this week. Like we're all, so there's a lot of competition in my field of work, but it's never not fun. So that's why I keep doing it and it makes me happy. So anything else? Should I just do like a little gander here? A little social media gander and see what I come up with? Stock market's not doing too hot. Speaking of having all the time in the world to, that's not okay. It's not like I just fuck around, but something I did do at Target, speaking of fucking around, is after I got my groceries, I went over to the candle aisle and I got myself one of these Pura diffusers, and it's like a smart diffuser, and it's basically the best thing ever because you can buy these scents that are exactly like when you walk into the Ritz-Carlton or like really fancy spas. Like it's not like and they're all clean. So these aren't, it's not like one of those Glade plugins, you know, it's like I think it was like $50. It wasn't crazy expensive, but like, it's just like the best, I feel like the best, home scent device you can buy right now. That's not a candle. That's not like a essential oil diffuser. And it has like an app. Like it's so cool. So like now when I walk around the house, I'm like, or if I go out, cause I can't really smell it while I'm in the house. Like I can, but excuse me, when it's Modelo, sorry, excuse me. Wow. When you walk outside and then come back in, you're like, oh my God, it smells so like, because you know when you walk into like a really nice hotel and you're like, oh, it smells so good. Like in Vegas, you know, you're walking around like Mandalay Bay or something. It just like smells good. That's what I want to do in my home. So I'm going to get probably a couple more to disperse around. And Pura diffusers. That's something I did in my spare time while I was at Target. Getting chicken trays. What did we talk about today? Let's recap. And then I got to get out of here to, what time is it? It's 3. Shit. What time did we start? I don't care. So we did, try not to think about 12:30. No. No. Is this my longest episode? Wait, what time is it? Okay, whatever. So we talked about, I'm seeing Ron White tonight, comedian Ron White. We talked about my sourdough journey. We talked about my ear and nose issues, dyeing my eyebrows, Jimmy eating an entire platter of salami and cheese, the Meghan Markle, Sussex Netflix show. If you get the reference, you get, like, at this point, if you haven't seen it, she corrected Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling, I think I have the direct or the exact quote. She's like, "It's so funny that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know, I'm a Sussex now. Just the way she said it was like, I think she corrected her like 3 times. So we recap that show. Obviously, being real and authentic and who you really are when you're like talking to your mom on the couch on a Sunday night and just showcasing that. If you're going to get on the camera at this point, like if you're not doing that, get off the camera, like keep it moving. It's not, pack it up. It's not for you. Go back to normal acting when you read lines. Like then we talked about a little Casey Anthony coming back to TikTok and the Antisocial Century article from The Cut. Anything else? I think that's it. I think we'll wrap it here. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. I'm on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, Overcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, please hit that subscribe button and review the show 5 stars while you're there. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jacqueline Monroe and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is a video and audio podcast. Subscribe to the Jacqueline Monroe Show on YouTube. Let's get me to 200 subscribers. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. We're almost at 5 years. Officially started putting effort into growing this show within the last months after the wedding. But then I got sick and had some trips, and so it's not really, you get the point. So let's get me to 200 subscribers on YouTube, the Jacqueline Monroe Show on YouTube. If you do one thing today to help me out, if you got to this point of the show, please just go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It just do it. And then if you want to support the show, patreon.com/tjms, patreon.com/tjms. It's my little subscription service, $5 a month over there at patreon.com/tjms. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.